Jen here with my layouts for Christmas in May and also Build-A-Page. And may I scraplift you? I'm actually going to be scraplifting two people in this particular layout. I have Moira up first, and then I have Sheila, who is Scotian Scrapbooker on Instagram, who is going to be on my second side, and I'm doing 4 layouts today, if you can believe it. So this is the page kit that I put together with all of my Christmas stuff from my December daily for Christmas 2022. And I have days 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 days in this particular kit, and I figured I could probably squeeze 4 days into one video because they're not super complicated layouts. These are probably 2 of the more complicated ones that I have in my whole album, and I really just need to get it done. And so I wanted to kind of challenge myself to do more than just one day every 25th of the month, and then hopefully by the end of October is what I'm hoping, I will be done this year so that I can spend November kind of planning my new one for 2023. So that is the goal. So here I have 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to scraplift Moira for day 4, and I'm going to scraplift Sheila for day 5. And then day 3 and day 6 are just little ones that aren't actually on a page. They're going to be outside of the page. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm kind of getting all of those into this postbound album. So they're pretty kind of simple and easy, and not a ton of embellishing to do on those days that aren't in page protectors. So here is day 4. Thought what I kind of wanted to try with day 4 with the layout from Moira is I love the way she has the circle on her layout. That's kind of it, it's only half on the page, and it's a different pattern paper inside of the circle. And then kind of her photo is up on, sort of the top left-hand edge of it. And then there's just a little bit of embellishment. And so I wanted to see if I could do something like that with this particular page. And I remembered when I was putting these little page kits together, because this is the day where we went to find our tree. So I had put a little piece of greenery in the page kit, kind of like one of those wire bendable pieces of greenery that you could make a wreath out of or whatever you wanted. There's the layout again if you need another kind of glimpse of it now that I've described it a little bit. And so remembering that I had that, I thought maybe I could actually bend that into a tree and kind of do something similar with the circle, only make it a tree shape. So I really like how it turned out. I had to go into my little kit of my Christmas supplies for this particular album and find a second pattern paper. And so I picked that one that has the little kind of wiener dogs on it, and there's little toboggans and stuff like that. I thought that was really cute. And I just like the idea of the fact that the background was still green, so it's a bit of tone on tone, but then you get these pops of colors from the little wiener dogs who are wearing Christmas sweaters. So I thought that was really fun. Also, kind of the idea of the toboggan is like a sleigh, and so I thought that kind of worked for going to get our tree. And so you can see there what I did. It is down pretty secure. The wire isn't what is holding it. Like the glue is really just on the little like individual pieces of greenery, whatever you want to call that. And I just tried to make sure that I kind of smushed enough glue onto enough of those that it will stay on the paper, and it seems to be working really well. And then you saw I just used some clothespins to kind of hold it down and really let it dry with as much contact as possible on the paper so that it should stay pretty stuck. So I'm fairly confident once it's in the page protector, it's gonna be stuck pretty good. I also had put a little felt border in there that was trees, and so I thought I'll go ahead and put that down at the bottom. And then I found a few bits of ephemera that are also trees. That was from a different Simple Stories collection. The main collection I'm using is the Mix and Mingle collection, but I have a few other ones that are mixed in there too that I bought this year. So I just went into that one ephemera pack and pulled out a couple of those trees and a bunch of stars. That's kind of the main embellishment for this layout. I also have those cute little tags. I actually have 6 of them, and all of them have a vehicle of some sort with a tree on top. And so I really wanted to get as many of those on here as possible. I end up with just the 2. You kind of saw at the beginning how I thought I might do like 3 and 3, but as soon as I put my tree on that right hand side, it took up a lot of space. And so I didn't necessarily want to try to squish those tags in anywhere. So I went ahead and put 2 of them up at the top. They don't actually stay there where you see them now. I will eventually move them. And then on the sticker sheet, I found that car, which I thought was just so cute. And I'm really trying to like not hold on to any of the elements and use them up when I think that they work well for the theme of a particular layout. So I went ahead and I popped that up on some foam and I put that in there too. I think it's really, really cute. Moira has a little bit of embellishment kind of in the bottom right hand corner of where her photo is. And so I do have those 2 little stars in there, but I thought maybe I could add that car and kind of that would be a little bit more embellishment in that same general area, if that makes sense. And then there's also a few little word stickers. So not a ton of embellishment, but just a few pieces kind of strategically placed where I think they look cute. And then all I'm going to do is add my little title, also in the same general place as where Moira has hers, kind of along the edge of her circle. So I wanted to put mine in that same sort of edge of my tree. And it's the same, at least I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm 97% sure it's the exact same alpha stickers. So I love being able to do that kind of thing when I'm doing a scrap lift and, pull elements that are actually exactly the same and put them into my layout. It doesn't always work out, but when it does, I kind of like to throw that in somewhere. So I'm pretty sure that they're exactly the same. So that is the base of day number 4. I will come back and put sequins on it, but I'm going to do that at the very, very end when I have all of the pages together, and then I will just pull out the sequins and put them on all of the pages. That way I'm not dumping sequins into my little container, putting it back in the bag, dumping it back in the container. I'm liable to make a mess that way. And so I'm now quickly working on day number 3. It's that little cute glassine envelope. And then we took our daughter out for some sushi, kind of a late night little daughter date with her because we had worked a wedding. My husband's a caterer, so we had worked a wedding and she actually came along to help and just to kind of decompress and say thank you. We went ahead and had some sushi with her, and so I just wanted to put 2 little tags inside of that glassine bag with the pictures on the back. I haven't journaled on it yet, but I will, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it kind of like that. You will see me come back and add one little extra embellishment, but for the most part, that is what I have. I have that little kind of bow just indicating that it can be opened. The little envelope can be opened. But because I still don't know how I'm going to actually put them into the album, I don't want to start putting too many extra things or fussing too much, just in case things don't, fit or the way that I decide that I'm going to put them into the album. I don't want to have to move a bunch of things around. So we'll leave that little one. And now we will jump to day number 5. And this is the day that I am going to Scraplift Sheila. So I picked one of her layouts that had lots of pictures on it because I knew for this day I had lots of pictures that I needed to get scrapped. And I also just happened to have these cut files that I had tucked into this particular page or this day in the album. And so I thought the layout that I picked worked really good because it had lots of pictures and then it also had a cut file. So that is kind of what I'm going for. Now, I don't have as much room as her 12 by 12 does, and my photos kind of, if you go based on scale, are way larger than hers are. And so I don't fully kind of scrap lift the same way that she puts all of her pictures down, but you'll see me refer to the layout a couple of times, just trying to see if I can figure out how to get that same general configuration or design with mine. But in the end, I changed things up just slightly. So here you can see the one thing that I am going to do is stick these pictures together. I do this quite often. I usually print my photos at 4x3, something like that. Something, even the little 2x3s, I guess they're 1.5x2s. I always print them in a way and make sure that they're oriented in a way that if I'm doing an album like this where I can have some interactive pages, I try to do this because then I can kind of fold them and make these little hinged kind of flaps, I guess you could call them. So I made 2 of them and had thought maybe I would have, kind of one on the right hand side and one at the bottom. And then I decided actually I'm going to put all of these pictures together and have one big kind of, I don't know, what do you call this? one big cluster of photos that I will put down at the bottom, and I'll be able to kind of have the very first picture and the very last picture stuck down to the paper to kind of hold it in place. And then I have 2 larger photos that are my 4x3 photos, and I will just keep those together and put those right here where you see me putting them down now. And this is where I maybe could have cut those apart and kind of filled in some of the space and made more of that L shape that Sheila had, but I kind of like having the 2 of them together. And I don't know if you noticed when I was putting my adhesive down, I did leave it so that there's the option for that to be a pocket, because I know that as I was putting some of my ornaments away, I actually took some other pictures of ornaments. And so I thought if I do want to print those out and kind of, add them into this particular layout, I could use that top photo as a little pocket and insert maybe some of the photos on tags or something like that, just to, add those extra pictures. If not, the picture's totally stuck down. It will stay stuck down, no problem. But I gave myself that option just in case I come across a few of them that I wanted to add in. And then I went to my sticker sheet to pull out a few little words and phrases and a couple of the little Christmas bauble decoration stickers to kind of add into my cluster. I just backed those little cut files with some metallic gold paper, so nothing too fancy, and just kind of popped those down. So pretty quick and easy. And that was it for that layout. And that one came together really quickly. So that was nice. And again, sequins will come in a second. I just wanted to get all of those pages together. And so my final day is day 6. And I really liked this card that I picked, it was on one of the papers. Did I say at the beginning that this is the Mix and Mingle collection? Yes, all of the papers, the sticker sheets, all of that, the puffy stickers that you saw, all of that is from Simple Stories Mix and Mingle collection. But I do have a few other elements that I've added in, like the ephemera packs and stuff from other Christmas collections. So I really liked that one card from the cut apart sheet that said, "Oh, what fun," and decided that I would flip it over and put this little picture of my little guy having an EEG. I didn't get any great pictures. I don't know, it's one of those things where I kind of feel weird just, pulling out my phone and snapping pictures in some of Landon's appointments. So I don't do it all that often, but I did kind of snap this picture, which was maybe not the greatest photo, but I did want to be able to at least document that he did have an EEG right before Christmas. And, it ended up, he was diagnosed with epilepsy. So it was kind of a big deal. And I don't think all of your December daily, because it is December daily, has to necessarily be Christmassy. It should sort of be, representative of all the different aspects of December. And for us, that was a really big deal. So I have the "Oh, what fun" on the front. And then when you flip it over, it says "or not." And then I'll do a little bit of journaling about our adventures with getting an EEG. So that is what that day is all about. I do have my little flare buttons that will go on to each of these to denote the day, the actual number of the day. So that is coming too. And so, now I'm just going to go and fill everything in with these gorgeous sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. They are called Winter Charm, and there is this beautiful green and this beautiful kind of navy blue. I just absolutely adore it. And some little Christmas trees and little white stars, and then 2 different red sequins and little kind of like holly leaves. So I love the sequins pack, and I used it on all of the pages, not just on one. And so here you can see, I just showed you a flip through of days 4 and 5. Here for day 3, I added this little kind of glimmery branch. I just stapled it on and then glued it down. And then some sequins for day 6. And that is it for Christmas in May. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all of the links down below. And I will be back on Saturday. So until then, happy scrapping. Bye.